Today we're going to talk about the 3 things that you need to sell absolutely anything. So while I'm talking, I want to also have us think about the things that we have bought and why we continue to buy them. And while we think about these things, we want to get them and instill them in our audiences on our YouTube channel so that we can get more sales for our products and our services and our apparels for our audience. The first of the 3 pillars is going to be no. So this refers to the idea that as soon as someone stops advertising, they immediately see a drop-off in sales. And for us, while we may not be advertising necessarily in the traditional sense, it does refer to the fact that, like, once we stop making videos, once we stop producing content, then we immediately see a plummet in our audience. We have to show up for them, so we have to get them to know who we are. And in today's society, like, that's viewed as a bad thing, but this is a very good thing. We have to get our audience to know exactly who we are, who our brand is, and we have to know what our brand is as well before we are able to send that message out there. The second of the 2 pillars is going to be like. Now, once they know who we are, it's natural, and in fact, it should be a good thing that some people will not like us. In fact, if you try to please everybody, then you're going to find that something that is for everyone is going to be for no one. So we want to, in some ways, like, make sure that some people are both liking us and some people are also disliking us. I've always found that is a good mentality to have. So in order for someone to fall into our buying column, they need to identify with us enough to like us. And that also brings us into our 3rd pillar. And our 3rd pillar is going to be trust. So they not only have to know who we are and find out about us and resonate with our message that we're putting out there, but then once they've fallen through both those steps, then they have to build a trusting relationship in order to fall into a transaction with us. And think about the relationships that you've built up, whether they be ones that are like face-to-face relationships, whether they be business relationships, or whether they just be places where you regularly spend money. That relationship probably had to be built over a long period of time. So if someone has fallen in the first 2 pillars but hasn't quite fallen into the 3rd one, then think about, that it's always good to ask why that might be. But it's also worth mentioning that that trust may not be built up quite yet. That naturally takes time. And in today's world, we are full of instant gratification systems. And so when you are building your business, when you are building your systems, keep in mind that this particular step isn't going to be instant. It will take time. If you guys have found this video helpful, be sure to check out our links down in the description below. And as always, my friends, be sure to subscribe to the Platinum Mastermind.